What's up, YouTube? Capital G here. So, guys, DN has been down, and I have been salty about that, but I used my magical powers and fixed it. You're welcome, AznEyes White Dragon. I took this duel. This happened about maybe 30 minutes ago. You can see it's like 3,000 people online. I'm dueling Sarush Siberian. I know that he has gotten second at a YCS, gotten like top 4 at a bunch of them. Sorry, the quality is garbage, but you know, it is what it is. So I'm playing my patented insectors. I opened up kind of bad with 2 centipedes, MST, sword, and Gigamantis. I opt to go ahead and take the roar simply because I don't know what he's playing, so storm's no good. Torrential's not chainable. Like, the main reason I took roar is because it's not chainable, but this is not really a good hand. Like, I'd really prefer to have like a maxi instead of the second centipede. So knowing that I have the roar set, he just summons Mermaid Bitch and attacks me. So I now know that I'm playing Mermills. So, you know, I draw card haunted, which doesn't do anything, so I just pass my turn. I thought about setting the MST in case he had a, you know, spear, but I didn't. I didn't want to commit to the board. He just attacks again with the Mermaid Bitch because, you know, I can't really threaten him. So now I kind of forced to do a play. I don't want to take 3 straight direct attacks, especially when I can't really, you know, get any board presence. So I have to MST my own Gigamantis just to get my Centipede rolling, which is a really, really desperate play considering I don't have anything in the graveyard. But, you know, I try and make the best of it. Now, I thought about getting Ladybug at first, but I was like, no, that doesn't really do anything. Like, I've already got the sword, so, you know, I just decided to get Hornet, which isn't the greatest card against Mermaid Bitch, but I was like, whatever. You know, Hornet at this point is better than Ladybug, so I go ahead and I run over Mermaid Bitch. I'm expecting him to get like another one just to protect against the Hornet play, but he gets Spike instead, which was like, oh, geez, now he's gonna, you know, infantry me. But he ends up pitching a Dragoons, and so obviously he's gonna get 2 searches now. Dragoons gets him Abyss Megalo, which, you know, anytime somebody gets that, you know, you're in for a long day. And then he gets Marksman, so the fact that he got to Marksman means that I can't commit my MST or my Call to Haunted to the board. Main phase 2, I just blow up the spike, and I get Dragonfly because I know he's going to commit to the board. So I'm just like, all right, I got to get Dragonfly so I can counteract his counteract play. Like, I'm kind of thinking long term. So again, I can't commit anything else to the board because he has Marksman. So I put a sword on my Centipede and I just pass. So he discards Dragoons and Marksman to summon Megalo, and I have a response. Obviously, I don't have anything in my hand. So he's targeting my back row, which obviously I chain my Threatening Roar. This is one of the main reasons why I love that card so much. And he gets a Megalo, and he gets a Abyss Spear from the Megalo. Let's see what's going to happen next. He's looking in his graveyard. He's obviously going for a big play considering if he leaves that card on the graveyard, it's just going to die. He pitches Gundy and Mermaid Bitch, which is stupid because, you know, Gundy triggers. He ends up getting another Abyss Spear from the second Megalo that he summoned. And now he's going to make Big Eye, and he's going to snatch steal my my Centipede. So I'm in a really, really bad position. And he sets 3. And here's the thing. I already know he has 2 spears, so, you know, it's bad. Maxi, it was the perfect card for this situation because he has at least 3 known cards that special summon. So if I can Maxi him, I can either make him not special summon or I can make it, you know, draw a shit ton of cards. So, you know, my Dragonfly summon goes through. He didn't Torrential. I blow up my Centipede. Now here's the cool thing. I trigger my sword and I trigger my sword and my Dragonfly. So I'm like, well, I'm actually back in this thing now. You know, I go ahead and get my second copy, or my last copy of Centipede, because one's in my hand, the other's in the graveyard, obviously. And then I get Gigamantis to my hand. Now, this is why I love Insectors. At this point, I'm just about to go all the fuck out. Like, I don't really care anymore. I'm like, all right, I need to get rid of his board. So I put Gigamantis on Dragonfly, and he doesn't have any responses. So I'm like, okay, that's fine. And then Hornet will equip the Centipede, and then Hornet's going to go ahead and pop the Gigamantis. So I'm actually going to trigger all 3 effects. Like, I'm going to trigger Dragonfly, Gigamantis, and Centipede. So, I mean, I'm about to just swarm the field like no other. And this is why I like the deck. I told you guys that Hornet was such a stupid card. So Dragonfly gets Ladybug, and then I I get Excalibur with my Centipede, and then the Gigamantis is gonna summon the Centipede that's in my graveyard. So, you know, I can actually clear a good amount of his board. So I decided to max see him right now, just in case he plays any of his Abyss Spears or something like that, because, you know, I don't want him using like heavy infantries and blowing up my field without me at least getting some compensation. So I use Ladybug to pop the Big Eye, and he just lets it die. And then I, what's it called? I equip to Centipede the Hornet, and I go ahead and I try and pick off one of his back rows, hoping that I hit the spear, which I do. I end up hitting the spear. He doesn't chain it though, because he doesn't want me drawing a bunch of cards. So I'm like, all right, I'm in good position. I go ahead and get a Ladybug to my hand. You know, I don't really need it, but you know, it's always good to have that option. And then I just go ahead and I run over the mermaid bitch. Now again, he's under max C, so if he summons anything, it's not like I'm going to be drawing cards. He opts not to summon, and then I just go ahead and I attack with everybody for some damage. I think I attacked with the same Centipede twice, but it really didn't matter in the grand scheme of things. And then I MST in the battle phase, face down, hoping to hit his other spear, and I do hit the spear. So now, I mean, you see, I now have 8 cards to his 3. Like, Insectors are fucking nuts. Like, I completely came back. And I'm going to go ahead and make ZenMains using my 2 Centipedes just for like any outs. At this point, I'm pretty sure that I'm going to win, you know, because it's hard to come back against this field. I put my sword on Dragonfly, so if he kills it, it just comes back. You know, it's hard to deal with the 18 Dragonfly that replaces itself, plus ZenMains, which, you know, is hard to deal with. And then I just go ahead and set Call to Haunted. His last face down was Abyss Squall. So I'm pretty much thinking he's going to try and make Gaios right now. But, you know, Call of the Haunted plays around Gaios. And, like, if you're a smart Insector player, playing around Gaios, that shit ain't hard. You know what I mean? Like, all you have to do is learn how to play around it. Use Call of the Haunted, you know, learn how to hold your summons to where you can do 2 summons in a turn. He runs over my my Ladybug, which, you know, does a lot of damage. And then in the end phase, his Mermaid Bitch dies, which means he's going to get a spike from his graveyard. He's going to pitch heavy infantry targeting my Dragonfly. So, obviously, that's the reason why I put the sword on it. And he got a marksman from the Abyss Spike. Now, here's the thing, and this is where he knew he was probably fucked. I decide, since I have Call of the Haunted set, I want my Dragonfly in the graveyard. I thought about getting Ladybug for a second to make him burn his Gaios on the Ladybug, but I was like, that's not explosive enough. So I just go ahead and I get Gigamantis. And again, I'm playing him like a fiddle at this point because I've got Call of the Haunted with Dragonfly locked and ready to go. So Dark Hole doesn't really help, but I mean, it's not bad. It just doesn't really do anything. So I summon the Centipede and I put Hornet on it, which is obviously going to force him to use his Gaios. The Hornet falls off, and then I just Call the Haunted for Dragonfly. That's why I Call the Haunted is like the nuts in this deck. And obviously he knows that things are about to be very, very bad for him because at this point I could actually, now I'm not sure. I think I might be able to do around 8,000, maybe not because my swords are in the graveyard. But anyways, Dragonfly pops his Abyss Gaios. I get Ladybug from my deck, which is like the second to last Insector, but it doesn't matter. Ladybug will pop the Abyss Spike. Then I put Gigamantis on Ladybug. And I put ZenMains in attack mode. And that's a whole lot of damage. That's 24 plus 16, 4,000, 5,000 with Dragonfly. And 1,500, 6,500 total. So that's game. Thank you guys for watching. Sorry the quality was garbage, but it is what it is. Talk to you guys later.